Hi, this video is to show how a new feature that we implemented and how to solve a question I got from one of our users. The question is to how can we create automatically uh, a document record from a GenDoc template when a record is modified. So when some conditions on a record change, we want to automatically generate a PDF or an ODT, an open document merged compiled document, and save that as a document in the system and relate it to the record that we're saving automatically. Okay, so obviously that's going to be a workflow. And before I start to show how that would work, I want to remind that it's kind of related with this video that I did a few weeks ago, where the client or the user was asking how they could automatically relate products and accounts together when an invoice or a sales order or quote was saved. In this video, I explained that you have to do that with a workflow again, because that's how we automate tasks, and you use the set related many to many relation workflow task, which actually relates documents or records together. So here we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so just in case you want to be look for this video, and it's on the CoreBoss channel. It's one of recently, so you want to check this one out also because it's kind of related. But I'm going to go over it again anyway. So I have a GenDoc template here, which actually doesn't matter. What it contains is irrelevant for this video. But it's related to the project tasks module, which means that I need a project task. I'm going to pick this one. Just pick any one. As you can see here, I have two templates related to this. I could actually click on this save document link or the save PDF, and that would create a document and relate it with this record. That's what we want to do, but we want to do that automatically when something changes here, okay? Not having to click on these links here. So that's going to be a workflow. We have the template done already. I'm going to come here to this record. I'm going to show that there are no documents related. Okay, so the goal is that when we set up the workflow and I save this record, I will have those documents there. And the other thing that I want to do there is, let's just go and create the workflow, really, and we'll take it from there. Workflows, and I want to create a workflow on the project task module, project tasks module, create, and wait, cancel, because I'm not sure. No, I don't have any project task. Okay, create one. We're gonna create one that says generate docs. I'm going to do this every time the record is saved. That's also kind of irrelevant for the task itself. You can put any conditions you want, just like any other workflow. I just want to test it out, so I'm not going to put any conditions. Okay, the first task that we're going to pick is the generate document task. This is the task that does that takes a template and a record that's being saved and merges that together to generate the document. Let's see what that looks like. I'm going to put here GenDoc just for anything. And the parameters that we have here are, what do we want to generate? An ODT or a PDF? I'm going to generate an ODT because I don't have the PDF configured here, the PDF generation configured in this install. We can update the previous merge or not. What this option does is that if we generate the document, the template, the merged template, and we save it as document in the record and relate that to the record, then if they edit again with the same conditions, we want to generate the document again. Something may have changed, and you want to update the document that already exists. You don't want to create a new document. Well, actually, you want to create a new document, but you don't want to have both recorded in the system. You just want the last version that was merged. Okay, that would be if you want to update. If you don't update, you will get both or three many times as the record or the workflow is triggered. Share after create, basically what that does is that it generates automatically a share link for us so that we can send that by email or with an SMS or a WhatsApp message somewhere so that people can download the generated document if needed. Then we have the folder option where I can select the folder. I'm going to select Avengers folder. Let's actually see that folder, what that folder has, so that we can see that after launching the workflow, it actually contains stuff. This document, right, this folder right now has no documents inside. So if we do this workflow correctly, we should end up with documents in there. And this is the template. Which templates do we want to save? We can save more than one. Okay, so it's actually going to generate as many as we select here. I'm going to just select one and save. Okay, so with this setting, with this task configured, what's going to happen now is that if I save the project task, it will generate the document for me and save it in the folder that I selected there, the Avengers folder. It will not relate this document with the record that's being saved because it doesn't have to do that. It's not something that the task should do because maybe you don't want it to do that. So, and actually, if you do want to do that, then you have a specific task, workflow task, that does that, which is the many-to-many relation task. So if you want that and you need that, then you add it to the workflow, which is what we're going to do now. I'm going to add a new task, which is that many-to-many relation task. And this one is going to say rel docs. And what this one is going to do is just add relation. And the thing is now is that we need this to be dynamic. I mean, this task actually permits you to relate the record that's triggering the workflow with any document, any record, sorry, that you select here. Okay, in this case, it's only related, project task is only related with documents, so I can only select documents, but I could select any document that already exists and it would be related automatically. The thing is that in this case, we don't know which document we want to relate it with. It's dynamic. The document is being generated in the previous step. So we need a way to inject, to send this task and say, hey, this is the document ID I want you to relate with. Okay. To do that, if I click here on the help, we will see that we have two variables that can be sent to this task. And if they are set, it will use these variables, whatever these variables contain. So that's what we want to do. We want to inject, we want to set these variables to the document ID that was generated in the generate document task. As you can see here, it's set many-to-many relation record and records. It's we relate this record with these records. Okay. In this case, we want to have the record is going to be the project task, and the records is going to be the documents because we can generate more than one document. I only selected one in the workflow task, in the generate document workflow task, but I could have selected more. So that one has to be plural, and it has to be these, it has to be that S. Okay. So this one, notice that it says, this is the record ID we want to have related to the list of IDs, these, given in the previous variable. I know that if this is not given, if this variable is not set, it's going to use the ID of the record triggering the workflow, which is what you want to do normally. I mean, normally you're going to want to relate the record that's triggering the workflow with other things. That's why you're triggering the workflow on that record. You want to relate that record with other things. In this case, we want to relate that record to a set of documents. So I actually don't even have to set this one because it's going to already take the project task ID. I could set it to the project task ID, but it's kind of useless. Actually, it's not going to do anything. This is the one I want. I want to set this one to the document IDs that were generated in the other one. So I'm going to copy this one. Oh, I did that wrong. I canceled the whole thing. Let's create that again. This was relate doesn't matter. Relate documents. I want to add, and I already explained why I'm not selecting any records down here because we're going to inject that with variables. Okay, those variables are set in the execute expression workflow task. These are set rel docs. We're going to set a variable, which is going to be, I'm going to paste the name of the variable I want to set is that set many-to-many relation records, which the other task is going to read. And I want to set that to, okay, this is a little tricky because I already know the answer to this one. We're going to get from the context a variable, and let's save that. And let's find out what is the name of the variable. This variable that I'm looking for, that variable that I want to put there, is the variable, the result of the documents that are being generated in the other step, in the generate document step. So let's go to the generate document step here, and let's ask for the help here. And the help says that I can send into this task, I can set the compile language for the template. I can set the attachment name of the template. Okay, so I can inject here how I want to calculate the or evaluate, generate the name of the attachment. I'm going to ignore these. These are explained in other places and the like. And it's going to give me back, when this finishes generating documents, it's going to give me an array. The output variable is going to be an array of all the document IDs that it generated. Okay, so if I have more than one, I'm going to get an array with all of the IDs. I'm also going to get an array with the document share code and the document share link if we have the share option set. So this generate task is going to generate the documents. It's going to save the ID of all the documents that it generates, and it's going to put them into this variable, into the context variable that the next tasks can read. So I'm going to copy this. This is the variable name I want, and I'm going to go over this again once we have them all. Here I'm going to come here, and we're going to get this variable name here. So this one reads from the context this variable, which was filled in by the generate document task, and sets it into the set many relation records, which is the next what the next task needs. Okay, and that already tells you that I did something wrong here, because I'm generating the documents and I'm calling the many-to-many relation task, but I haven't set the variable yet. When this order here, as it is now, this many-to-many relation task will not see the assignment that I did here. So I have to bring this one up. This should work now. Okay, so basically let's go over that. The GenDoc, the task. Let's start from the top. Workflow on the project task, because this is the record that I have the document template related to, and this is where I'm going to do that. I could have picked any other module to do this. The conditions. What conditions? I'm not picking any, but we could have picked any or set any conditions on the record that we need to trigger the workflow, as we do always. And then the tasks. The tasks are, okay, generate the template, generate the document from the template. I selected there that I want an ODT. I selected the template that I want, and I also selected a folder where to save them, which I could have skipped, but it's nice to have. Okay, so that task, so I'm going to save the project task record. The workflow is going to trigger. It's going to come here to the generate document task. It's going to generate the document from the template. It's going to relate it to the folder that I selected, and it's going to return an array of document IDs. In this case, just that document ID that it created. That's going to be set into the generated document code array, which I take and I set into the set many-to-many related records variable. That's the second step. And then I launch the many-to-many relation task, where I'm actually saying, okay, get that project task and relate it with all of these document IDs that have just been created. Okay, so that's how you would do this task that has been requested. You generate the document and you set the variable in the context, and then you set the relation on the task. So if I save this task, this workflow, and okay, remember this document folder was empty. This, let's put this over here. This is the project task, which has no documents related. And okay, yeah, and I was thinking that we could also see the documents themselves here. Probably the default folder here. Default, actually, we could do a list view, probably better. Let's try that, and we see how that, because I don't really like this folder view thing. Doesn't, makes it kind of messy. Let's get that out of the way. Let's change that. We have a global variable for that. Folder view, I think it is. Folder view. Folder view. There it is. Document folder view. This I'm going to set to no. I don't want the document folder view. And that means that if I reload this one, I should now have the normal list view. Okay. Uh, there are 79 documents in here. So once I save this project task, I should have 80 that generated document, which will be triggered through the workflow. So let's open this and edit, I don't know, anything, and save. Okay, that came kind of fast. Documents. Okay, that didn't work then, I guess. Let's see what happened there. Yes. Okay, documents. Yeah, for whatever reason, it logged me out. Okay, as you can see, this is the document. This is the project task, sorry. This is the document that it generated. If we go to the documents folder module, sorry, I have 80 documents. If we go to the end, I have this same one here, project task, Lemato report to whatever, which is this one that we generated here. Perfect. I suppose that if we, oh, this is misbehaving. Okay, I suppose that if we download this one, it would generate, it would open up, yeah, a document with whatever I have there. It merged. And what else do we want to see? We want to see the document folders. Okay, this is the Avengers folder, which had nothing inside. Now it does. It has this document with all of that. So that worked great. That worked perfect. Uh, Again, let's review that one more time. Okay, workflow on the module that you want, conditions, whatever you need, the task to generate the document. In here, I selected the template I want to generate, the format I want, and the folder I want to save that in. That actually did what it was supposed to do. It created this project task. Fix that one. It saved that, it generated the document, it saved it in the document module, it related it with the folder that I selected, and it put into the context, into this workflow task, it set the generated document code array, which I set into this set many-to-many relation records variable, which was then read by the many-to-many relation task, and it related the project task from the workflow with the set of documents that were there. Hope that helps. Ask me whatever you need.